Happy Monday from Idoc Sarang. I'm so happy that you decided to come and have a visit with me today. Before I jump into this episode, I got a little bit of housekeeping to do. The first thing is a little bit of, let's say, an inspirational note. I know that today, on January the 19th, it feels very much like 2025. 2025 kicked our ass. Let's be a buck about it. And it feels like it's just continuing on in 2000, don't it? But this year, although it may look a lot like 2025, we are not going to allow 2025 to kick our ass again. We are going to say, no, this is not 2025. This is 2026. And no matter how frustrated I am by these dramas that I'm watching, I'm not going to stop until I find the ones that I do like. So there's that. The second thing is an invitation. I want to invite you to my Ko-Fi. I am on Ko-Fi / Idoc Sarang. And over there, I am celebrating what I am calling 365 days of Lee When I think about dramas that I want to see, he is the male lead I always want to see. But because Lee Min-ho has matured and developed and grown and all that good shit, he's no longer the male lead full of red flags that we girls all love to see coming. You know, nowadays you got to act like you all good or whatever. So you can't really take bad roles or something. I don't know what his reasoning is. I'm just making that up. But the point is that I miss him. I be wanting to see him. And as an ode to the type of dramas, the male lead I would love to see, you know, the one that's going to kick the door in, going to June pure your ass. I decided that I would do the next best thing and maybe just find the best snaps I could find of Lee Min-ho all over these interwebs and just post them as just a friendly pick-me-up, a nice eye candy or something every day that we can go over and we can look at. And after 365 days of that, I think I'm going to have quite the collection. Now, I know you guys are saying, well, okay, I could just Google him and find all that. And you can. But the point of 365 days of Lee Min-ho is for you to chime in. If you love the way he looked in Faith, if you loved his little Shirley Temples baby in what was that, y'all? The drama. I can't even think of the drama. My mind completely wiped out. Boys Over Flowers. If you like the Shirley Temples, no picture is too old. No drama is irrelevant when it comes to Idoc Sarang. I love them all. I love all his looks for the most part. And if you see something that you really like and you just want to send them to me and say, hey, post this one, just because you want me to see and not forget that he looked fire on this one, then you can go ahead and do that. Just head over to my Ko-Fi and we can get that going. What's on the docket today for this episode? What's on the schedule today for this episode is the 2026 drama out of Hanguk called To My Beloved Thief. This one stars Nam Ji-yoon and Moon Sang-min. And today I'm going to give you my first impression of this drama. So hold on tight so we can jump in here and see how good this drama really is. I like to do my first impressions in pros, cons, conclusions, a little bit of a premise, star rating, that type of vibe. So if you vibing with that, I'm going to jump right into the pros. And the first one is for our female lead. And Nam Ji-yoon is a fantastic actress. I know that plenty of people would concur. I have never seen a drama that was not good with her in it. Okay, let me back that one up. I have never seen her disappoint me in her acting once. Regardless of what everybody else around her was doing, she always comes red T, capital T, does her damn job, convinces me, and she just has an aura about her that makes her incredibly watchable And she just never gives me the vibe of being a total biatch on or off screen. And it's really refreshing. And I know when I see a drama with her in it that it is worth my while to watch it. Now, she was in her most recent drama. Prior to this one was Good Partner. And I haven't seen that one, and I didn't watch it purposely because I prefer watching her in romances. I think she has alchemy with each and every single solitary last one of her male leads. And I mean, when you're opposite Wookie, how do you not have alchemy with him? But I've seen her in other things like Repeat 365, which I highly recommend. It's a 2020s drama, perhaps 23 or 22. Nevertheless, that drama, no romance. So I got tricked, y'all. They tricked me. But she has such a good alchemy with every male lead that she's with that I could feel the love, y'all. I felt the love any damn way. The man didn't touch the girl. He didn't even go close to it, y'all, and I felt the love. That is skill. And that tells me that it's Nam Tien who's, let's say, the primary reason why there's always such smoking hot alchemy between the lovers in any story that she's in. Now, my next pro is that I absolutely love the katkin. The katkin is the beads that are strung around the hat that the noblemen wear around the kingdom and all that. And I absolutely love that because I am a jewelry designer. And here's a little peek into my mind. I have the dream of being able to make katkins. I would love to be able to string those beads. I am a string beaded jewelry designer, and that's just so up my alley. I especially love the jade flowers that they chose to put in the hat of the male lead, and I just think it's just really beautiful, and I wish I could make them, y'all. That's my dream one day. So, I mean, if anybody's listening, can y'all tell them that Adaxtarang will make y'all little gatkins, please? Will they? Okay. So let's move into the cons. My cons for this drama is that, y'all, the male lead, whose name is Moon Sang Min, he does not work for me. Until he does, baby. Ooh, I know. His interactions with the female lead, y'all, when I say she is responsible for all that alchemy that exists between her and her leads, I know it's her. Because this man ain't ugly by far. But baby, when these two, when he is with her in this first episode, which is what my first impressions are confined to, I haven't seen any of the other 5. He did, didn't he? He did it, didn't he? It worked. It works. Another con that I have is that I only got 5 minutes into the drama and I had to 2 times it. Now, I just make that my kind of like, subjective personal con, which is all this my personal subjective opinion. But I'm a little impatient, y'all. And this drama is over an hour long. So I need y'all, we just have been spoiled. That's the problem. We've been spoiled. The golden era spoiled us. They yoked us in, and we expect to be able to do that on every drama. We're not going to do that on every drama, are we? No, we're not. So now I'm going to give you my conclusions. This drama gets better as the story unfolds. So there is some hope there. Don't be expecting the first 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, okay? Don't expect all those minutes to do it. It gets better as it unfolds, but you have to let it unfold, or you can be smart like me and you can 2 times it and it can unfold a lot faster. By the end of chapter 1, episode 1, you are really pulled into this story. And I credit Nam Tien with it, because not only does she have great alchemy with the male lead, but just as an actress, she can hold a whole drama on her damn shoulders. I don't know what kind of skill you have to do that, but she has it. And it's absolutely captivating to watch it. She sells and has sold every role, once again, that I've ever seen her play. So now we're going to move into the premise, and here's your spoiler alert. If you do not want me to tell you what's going to happen in the first episode, then here's your chance. And now that you've taken it, we're going to move into the premise. So Namcheon is a person who's at the bottom rung, like not even the bottom rung, because the bottom rung gets stepped on, right? She's underneath the ladder. Like, she doesn't have any position in society, and the translation has been servant. She is a servant in this society, but despite her position, she is an unofficial physician. She sits around the townsfolk when the story opens up, and she's able to assess people's ailments. And all throughout chapter 1, people are constantly telling her the status of the patients that she has dealt with. You know, such and such is feeling better after what you gave them, and drink a little bit of this, and let me check your eyes and see if you doing better. Look at this chart. Let me give you a damn chosen error eye exam, and you flunking it or whatever, but I'm still gonna give it to you because I am the unofficial physician and I heal people. I like to think of her as a healer. Because, baby, she gonna heal that male lead, ain't she? She is already doing that. So, her father promised to marry her off, which they always do. But let me just say this. Her dad, he's not a loathsome bastard in this. He really isn't. He's one of those fathers who you kind of have to keep the truth from, even though he's marrying her off, because he's the guy that has pride. And that pride to get your ass killed, and she knows this. So when she starts to find out what's actually going on, she conceals it from him. And he does come off as a decent father, one of the better fathers you've seen in this era of drama storytelling. The secret that she's not telling him, that was purposely kept from her and him, is that her, let's say, engagement is actually to an older man who's like, and he's a widower. He looks, let's just say, elderly. But in addition to that, he is sickly, and it appears that he's on his sick bed. I haven't figured out the politics of why they're marrying her to him, but that's the reality. And she finds out as much, and she has to come to terms with that. And the way that she comes to terms with that is kind of brutal, because she makes a face to one of the, let's say, noble officials once, you know, the cover's kind of blown on the fact that she's going to have to be wed to a man that doesn't even seem like he has any strength to live his own life, let alone be married to her. And she makes a face of disappointment, and that official threatens her life. And y'all, he goes overboard. He tells her, baby, I will kill you, torch your damn town, kill your whole family tree. I'm like, sir, all she did was, like, you know, show an expression of shock. She didn't spit on the ground. She didn't cuss you out. All she did was show a little bit of emotion in her face, and he went overboard. So I cannot wait till they kill him, y'all. I love Dramaland because you can anticipate people's deaths, and somehow you're fine and you're actually healthy for wishing this on people. So I'm like, okay, sir, you need to stop. You're doing too much. So Namcheon is very despondent after this. It's not even a talking to, it's not a scolding. He threatened her life. And Namcheon was never gonna say nothing to dad. She was never going to tell anything, because not only does dad have so much pride that, as she said, rightly so, he will put a stop to it. Because, like, he's not that kind of dad, you know. But she's got an awful lot of fucking pride, too, because she refuses to say anything. She has resigned herself to following through with this, because as a healer, she has chosen to put everything that another person's feeling, the well-being of another person is higher than her own well-being. And as much as we can probably understand her doing this to her father, I don't think it's wrong to say that she would do that for any of the townsfolk because she cares that much. So she ends up meeting a prince in town. You know, the palace prince that ain't never been nowhere, and why the hell are you in the middle of the town square all of a sudden in some trouble? So she has to step in and she kind of saves his ass because I don't know. They don't know when they looking at the damn prince. I mean, can't you tell by all the nice silk he's got on that he is not like y'all? So, you know, it was a matter of maybe some disrespect, some misunderstanding. She stepped in, saved his ass, and they walk off, and then ensues a rain shower that they have to wait out underneath, you know, an awning on a little hut. And they're waiting there, and this is where this story really kind of starts to pick up for me, y'all. It ain't quite there yet, but it picks up because remember, the male lead, when he is in the scene with her, is on and is what? Popping. So he's a prince. And he don't like rain. Why? Because he actually tells her the only thing that has ever touched my skin is warm water scented by rose and lilies and shit. And she looking at him like, do you know I will push your ass over into these showers if you wasn't who you was? So she's, you know, she lacks self-awareness because she's able to lose herself in her own mind. While he's standing right next to her, she's touching the rain. You know, she takes her shoes off and she's trying to protect them because it's her first real pair of shoes. And instead of, you know, just cowering underneath the awning, she's putting her bare foot in the rain, and she's like, you know, having the rain fall on you like this, it's just cleansing. It's refreshing. It makes you feel like a new person. And he's like, I don't like the rain. But when he sees that there's like this piece of fabric that's filling with water, enough water that soon it's going to break and splash right in her face, he gets in front of her and does the case there where he cages her in with one hand and looks deeply in her eyes, and this water falls on him. And this is significant because this prince does not like water, strange water. He don't like rain, but he incurs this, let's say, artificial injury, y'all, for her. So he gets his little over jacket wet and it's soaking, and she's like, take it off. And he like, what? And she like, take it off. Now, y'all know Idak Sarang's mind is really trash, because when she said take it off, I'm ready for him to take all that shit off. Not like all of it. Well, maybe all of it, but at least all the top. I was like, oh, they were about to really give me a treat. But it was just that outer coat. Because, you know, they got on like 15 tops and shit. And I'm like, oh, okay, you finna take off 15. No, he did not take all 15 off. He took the first one off so she could wring it out. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of a disappointment. But anyway, she puts the jacket back on him. The rain soon stops. But before they part ways, he makes her promise him that, hey, meet me under the moon. It's gonna be a full moon. I want you to meet me up there because I must see you again. And she like, okay, damn it, I guess I'll be there, you know. So she agrees to do that. He goes off with his men back to the palace where he's safe and warm with his rose water and all that shit. Now, I've only seen the first episode, but I have, you know, you can't help but reading some comments, and some comments have said that this drama is a body swap. So if you like body swaps, you know, if you don't like body swaps, I will say this, Nam Chun is worth it. Like, you can endure her acting on this, okay? So even if you don't really prefer that, you can endure her, okay? I'm not really that sure if I have read that it is between her and the prince, and it did seem like there was something weird going on when she protected him in town, but I don't know. All I do know is that Nam Chun has a double role, I guess we can say, because there's this Robin Hood, you know, esque character whom all the town folk talk about, like Sasquatch or Bigfoot or something like that. Nobody's ever actually seen him. They just assume it's, you know, they've never seen him. But what he does is he goes from storehouse to storehouse around the kingdom, and he steals just enough that it's really not illegal because you have to watch it and see that they say, oh, how many, dregs of ice. I know this isn't right, but how many dregs of rice are there? And he's like, oh, there's 3 3/4. But had it been 3 and a half, then it would have been illegal. So she's stealing just enough that it's not really technically legal. But, if they catch her, she's a goner. But these supplies have been stolen from the people anyway, and that's why it's Robin Hood-esque, because she's taking it and she's giving it back to the people, because remember, she's a servant. These people don't have anything, and they done got stole from any damn way, so she's taking their stuff back. So it's kind of it's kind of like Robin Hood, robbing from the rich to give to the poor, but it's like the rich took their stuff anyway. She just taking it back, but she's taking it back little by little, so that it's not going to make the officials go and burn the damn towns down. So Namjoon is despondent. Remember, she was threatened by the official that her whole family tree gonna be razed to the ground if she even ever look like she don't want to do this. Not do it, but just don't look like you don't want to do it. I'm like, okay. So she's kind of, I don't want to say wandering around town, but she's lost in her thoughts. And she's walking this path, and she ends up seeing the prince at the end of this path. And he appears to be standing there waiting. And he is standing there waiting. He's waiting at the full moon. And she's like, oh my God, it's a full moon already, because between the time of the rain showers and the full moon, things have happened. The politics of her marriage and her trying to come to terms with, she'll never be able to live a woman's life. She'll never be, a true woman. She won't be able to really consummate her marriage. And if she does, it's going to be like, and it's just not going to be the life that a young woman deserves to have. She has made a resolution with that. Like, she's decided that no matter what, I'm doing this. I am going to go for it. And because she decides that she is going to go for it, when she lays her eyes on the prince, something takes over her. It's like a desperate compulsion, but not even really desperate. It's more like a bachelorette party, y'all. Just go with me. It's like a bachelorette kiss. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no liquor and ain't no strippers, ain't none of that. It's just, you know what? I have to do this. It's like she doesn't even have control of her body. She waltzes over to that prince, takes his face between her hands, stands on her tiptoes, and kisses him. Now, it's not a good kiss, y'all. Don't even think about the kiss being good, because it ain't. She's just 50s kissing her like you expect in a drama of this nature. But she takes this kiss, rather steals her what she thinks will be one and only kiss, and steals his first kiss, because she knows that once she gets married to the guy that she's been betrothed to, this is just not ever going to be her existence. And Chosen era dramas are really poignant, because you realize that those stations in life are permanent. They don't move. They're fixed. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. There will be no escalation up and down these social ladders. The best you can hope for if you're a Namjoon, and I don't even think a slave can qualify to be a concubine. That's probably your leg up, if you're a commoner or what have you. But as far as you one day actually being somebody, no, that's just not an option. So when you weigh all that in the balance, you understand why she took this kiss, and why she basically stole it, and why she felt like she had to enact this desperate measure, in order to feel like, wow, I'm not just going into my early death. I at least can say, baby, I kicked it for about 10 seconds when I kissed the prince back then. So, at the conclusion of episode 1, we are left asking, 1, will the female lead successfully continue to steal back the rations that belong to the townsfolk? Because at the end of chapter 1, they show us Namjoon, scaling across the tiled roofs, with her black garb on, with her gumiho, mask, and, doing her thing. Is she going to be able to continue to do that even after she marries the old guy? Will the prince be able to save Namjoon from the cruel fate of a life unlived and unloved. That's something else, isn't it? Number 3, will the prince discover her secret? And if he does, will he covet that secret to himself and use it as a bargaining chip to win her affections? And then the last one that I thought of was, will the widower pass away before the female lead has to make such a tragic decision? That would kind of be like perfect, wouldn't it? If he just go ahead and succumb to whatever's going on, baby. Because when they get to rubbing your hands with a damp rag, baby, you on your way out. I ain't never seen no full recovery after that. But she is a physician, so Nevertheless, many more questions can be answered or even asked at this point, especially since there are a number of side characters. That's something that kind of made me 2 times it as well. It's the intro of a lot of side characters, and this is kind of uncommon to me in a K-drama. They typically don't do that. That's C-Drama Land that loves to name, title and name people that you don't care about. They did that on this, and it's a lot. This is kind of a con, but the good thing about there being a lot of people in this drama and side characters they want to label and stuff is that Namjoon, she's the kind of actress who's top bill, baby. She's top of the bill. So I think that just before these people start getting on my last nerve, Namjoon is going to carry the show. Like, she getting a lot of screen time because she's not going to sign nothing where she's not going to be the focal, as she should be. Now, my star rating for this first episode only, guys, is 2.5 stars. For me, the male lead, he doesn't have as much screen presence as when he's with Namjoon. That's just facts. I'm sorry. And because there are some other little princelings around the palace that are fine, okay? And something about 1%, that male lead, he's in this too. So, like, we got some faces on this. And yeah, it takes a lot. If you're a male lead, it takes a lot for you to hold the spotlight when you're not in the same scene with the female lead, and he's young, and I'll give him some grace right here, because for him to have it when he's in the scene with Namjoon, shit, that's half the fight. You just got the other half to do, baby. I don't know what you got to do. I don't know what you have to do, but you're going to have to go ahead and do that, okay? Next, the last 20 minutes of this drama, they were the only ones that got my undivided attention. I wasn't multitasking. I wasn't diverted or anything, because the story draws you in slowly. It really does. And by the time you get to the end, you like, oh, okay, so that's what y'all doing. I heard that episode 5 was something else. And I know those who are listening who have already watched up to that point are like, girl, I can answer them questions. I know the answers, and all of them are no, But the episode 5, I am really looking forward to that. I was tempted to just skip to that, but I'm glad I didn't, because getting the premise of a good story is always a good idea. So that's it. That is my first impression of To My Beloved Thief. But wait. Before you leave, tell me what you think about this. I mean, I don't really think you can spoil a drama for me, and I understand if it's hard for you to tell me stuff without telling me stuff, but tell me what you think. Is episode 5 that heat, baby? Is it that fire? Please tell me. And if it is, just drop a comment and let me know. Other than that, I want you to come right back, because I have a double header for you today. I have another episode of another drama I am watching, and I will tell you my first impressions about it in the next episode.